Hello, Anna. It's Kim Salgado. I just wanted to kind of walk you through a couple things for your class. I was concerned when I got your email, and then I'm sure that I'm going to send a blanket email to all faculty about how to grade the discussion boards, because it definitely is different than the others in our other courses. The rubric is different, the instructions are different, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone's on the same page. As a new faculty, I know you've been confused, so I just wanted to send you a video because I thought it might be easier. I'm in your class. I first wanted to show you, if you want to, like week 1, what we expect you to do is go into the discussion board and post, and just basically start to get to know your students. That's like the most important thing for week 1. Now I'm in the discussion board right now. I went to course menu discussions, and I guess I could start over, and I pulled up your week 1 discussion board, and then I clicked here, and I'm viewing this in grid view. When I teach, this is exactly how I do it, and I go into each initial post, and you always know when it's an initial post because it has the little drop down arrow here. Or it's bold. So it looks like you've started to respond to all your students, which is wonderful. But when I'm doing this, I'm actually grading as I go as well. So I wanted to show you a little trick that you can do. At the same time that you're responding to students, you could be grading the first part of their discussion board, which will actually save you time. So I always open a second window. So I'm going to go up here and right click and open the same class in a different window. And then I'm going to go into the grading area where the discussion board is. And so I'm going to go to the theme 1 discussion board and hit grade all. So you use the drop down menu. You decide what it is you're grading. In this scenario, we're going to do the discussion. Then I'm going to hit the grade all button. And then this pulls up the grading for the discussion board. Now, what I wanted to show you, and this is a little tricky, so I'm going to kind of open up my window to encompass up here, is that, see, we have 2 windows open of the same thing. So I'm going to make this one little just by clicking on this button here, and then you can grab it at the top and kind of move it over to this, whoops, I moved it too much, to move it over to the side, just so you see that there. And I'm going to scroll down. See, I still have the grading open here, and I'm going to click on their submission. Here, and this brings this box up for me. So I'm going to grab it, I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to have to shrink it a little bit and just kind of move it over. So I have the grading part of Camelia's first post open, and then over on this side I actually have, let me see if I can move this over a little bit. I have this part, which I need to make little too. So then I have them side by side. And if you, this isn't the box, this is going to make it big, but this is where you click to make it small, so you can adjust the size of the boxes just by grabbing them and pulling them back and forth. But I wanted to just show you that if you have these 2 windows open side by side, what you can do is you can respond to the student's initial discussion board, which you have done here. See, you pulled it up and you responded here. But you can actually, and I'm going to click out of that, you can actually see their post here. So you've responded, you can see their post here, and then you can come over here and you can grade it halfway. So here's the general feedback box for grading Camelia's work. Actually, on this side I have Daniel Lobos. So I've got the wrong student open here, but make sure you have the right student open. Let me see here. I might have to open this big. I don't see Camellia. So you need to make sure you have the right student on this side and you're looking at the same thing as far as grading. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, these are in alphabetical order. So, and of course, the student responses won't be in alphabetical order. So you want to make sure you have the right student. On the same student, you're grading the same student as you're looking at their work. I'm looking for Daniel here. Here's Daniel. Okay, so here's Daniel's submission. I hope I'm not confusing you. Anyway, so I'm going to, I didn't mean to do this. Let me make this little again and grab it and scoot it over. You kind of got to play with it a little bit. But once you get the handle on it and you get everything to, oh, I keep doing that. And you get a handle on it, I promise it's easier. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger because there's a couple things I want you to see. I'm going to move that over a little bit, my screen, so you can see this. If you check this box right here, publish score on save, this actually, anything that you write here for feedback will put it in the pencil area, just so you know, but you have to make sure this is checked. So what you're going to do is, here is Daniel's post. And you just responded to Daniel over here, so you can have this open at the same time, but you can say, hey Daniel, great first initial post. I appreciate that you posted on time. You could write this here, and then you know, say something about his post, like something maybe that you relate to. Maybe you have a husband in cybersecurity, or you know, maybe you like to fish as well, but you can say something here. You can also say something in your initial post to him, because we want you to respond to him in the first week. So, but everything you write over here, remember, all students are going to see. So it needs to be different. But this is like giving him a little bit of feedback at the same time that you did the discussion board, because this will help you not have to grade so much after week 2. And then you can actually, you know, save. You can type here, and if you move this up a bit, it actually opens up. I'm gonna open up my video camera a little bit, and then you can hit save and close, or you can hit save. So if you hit save, this saves your work, and so you don't have to finish saving all of your feedback. You can go back to this, and you've already written something here as far as his grading goes, so you know what he's already done. So it's almost like you don't have to do as much work. You can come back, you know, add another little note, or maybe he doesn't post to anybody in week 2, so you can write, I'm sorry, I missed your post in week 2. You know, make sure that you post in the next discussion board, you make sure that you respond to all of the discussion board questions in the week that's appropriate, so that you can receive full points. Or you could say something like that. And then, so when you come back to this, you would hit save and close. But I hope I'm not confusing you. But when I grade, I kind of go in, and when I'm doing the responses to the students, I grade this, do this at the same time. Now I'm going to cancel this part. What that does is, when you do it that way, and I'm going to make this one bigger so you can see it. So here's the grading area. What happens is, if you check that little box at the top, what you wrote shows up right here. So it means you've pretty much done all your feedback, personalized feedback, as far as half of the discussion board for the 2 weeks. You've done half your grading. You can also pull up this assessment at the same time and grade this first part. So what I'm saying about this is that, and if you grab this little box here, you can make it bigger. you can put feedback here. Like, let's say that Daniel doesn't do 6 questions, he does 5. Well, then you would pick this, and I'm going to hit cancel so that this doesn't show up. But you would hit this one in your rubric because he didn't do all of his 6 questions by Sunday midnight. So you might write that here. Daniel, I only saw 5 questions. Make sure you follow directions completely next time for full credit. Or, oh, your 6 questions were incredible and they really related to psychology, sociology, and anthropology in this way. Or whatever you want to say there. But you could do this part and then, like I said before, hit save. So that way you have done half of the discussion board grading and your responses already. And then for the following week, which is this week, week 2, when you go into grade for this next week, then all you would have to do is finish these 2 sections and then hit save and record. And then when you do that, when you hit the save and record button, it's going to populate the rubric over here. You can also say in this area, please see the rubric for detailed feedback. And then it's going to populate the grade here. So I hope that that's clearer, but if it's not, I can walk you through this for sure. But you're going to go into, like I told you before, the way I grade is I'm grading and I'm responding to students at the same time by using two split screens this way. So I'm looking at their post over on this side. Let's see if there's anybody that's posted that you haven't responded to. I have to open it. But I'm pulling up their original post. I'm reading what they're saying. I can reply here to them, and as I reply, I can also grade them at the same time for the first initial post for half of it. That way, when it comes to week 2, I don't have so much to grade, and I can knock these out pretty quickly. The last thing I want to say is just be sure that you're giving detailed, specific feedback to them about maybe what was missing, punctuation and grammar. If it looks like they need help with the writing area, I always tell students to write their initial post in Word and then copy and paste it into the discussion board so Word can help them, with suggestions on spelling errors and grammatical mistakes. So if I find that I have a couple students that are maybe poor writers, and you usually discover that in week 1 and 2 for sure, I'm sending them to the Writing Center. I'm posting videos to them about how to use Word and what Word does for you as far as grammar and spelling and punctuation, and then I'm showing them how to copy and paste into the discussion board after they have double checked it in Word. I know this is a long video, it's 13 minutes. So if you have any more questions, I'm more than happy to show you this one-on-one in a Skype meeting or something. But I just thought this might help you as you go along. Thanks so much, and reach out to me if you need more help. Bye-bye.